Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know I said I was gonna go live at 9:45 Central Time, but you know how it be sometimes. People be on CP time, so But I'm here. Hopefully, people get the notifications to know that I'm actually live. Know that that icon is red, meaning that you actually have me live and in effect. So let's see who lines up in here. I'm glad that it's so many likes already, even though I haven't really got the particular live stream going. Let's see who will fall into the chat. Hopefully, we can get another magnificent conversation going down with no hiccups or anything like that. I won't roll into the topic till, a few people start joining in to, listen in and add to the conversation. And as always, the hotline will be posted for those that want to actually chime in and call in. So we'll see. Hopefully, it ain't kicking anybody out. I see the numbers, flexing back and forth. So who goes there? Hmm. It's like the gotta wait until I guess hopefully people don't get notifications tomorrow. I know that happens every now and then and again. Matter of fact, I'm glad that I got one of my devices working again. It was a bad battery. I had to wait for the new battery to come in. Matter of fact, watching tutorials on YouTube kind of helped me, disassemble my iPhone or one of my previous iPhones to get it back working right. So that's all to the good. So maybe this might be one of those nights where, the notifications don't go out. I don't know. I know early on is usually kind of slow till people let me things while we wait. And here we go with the crop circles. If you can still hear me, say something because I'm experiencing, you know, the disruption by design. This is not by accident, it's by design. Maybe that might just be a trying to discourage, what's going on my side. And I see that, the likes are still coming through. So I guess Yeah, I see that. I see that. On my end, it's saying reconnecting, but if I'm able to see a message come through, that lets you know that they're playing with the actual stream. So hopefully this straighten itself out. So with all these likes and it's showing only one, if you can hear what I'm saying and if they're not blocking what, people are in here, let yourself be known. I mean, family done came through and said they're hating, so who else is actually out there, you know, where we can get this interaction going. Let's see. Do one more thing. Okay, it's showing a few more people popping up, but it's still acting like, it's experiencing technical difficulties, even though, it's not. Okay, I appreciate that, Lisa Smith. I appreciate you coming in, speaking your piece. But let me get into it. Clout chasing is actually sack chasing. And why I say that, it's people, like I said in the description, it's people that they're living on to past glory, or it's people that haven't even experienced any type of attention at all. So they figure the shortcut way to having attention or gaining attention is like, you know what? Maybe if I step on this person's toes and nobody knows about it, you know, I can, accelerate to the top because, whatever they're doing, people are loving it. So if I was to, say that, I'm the one that did that or, totally alone did that, then, people will start loving me and appreciating me. Matter of fact, I think people that have that type of a mindset, they got actually a mental disorder. A mental disorder, and you know they're fluent with telling lies to themselves. So telling lies to the mass public is nothing. So essentially, they're a narcissist. You know, and it's so funny when once you bust the bubble of a narcissist, you bust them and expose them for who they really are. They really don't know how to deal with that. You know, I find it comical. But I would say that's what we're experiencing in this day and time. People that want to, go to the top, and essentially when you elaborate on something like, okay, well, these people are saying that you're doing this. How do you explain yourself? So then that forces them to come with more lies because they're not really genuine and authentic like they proclaim to be. That's why I always say, I throw out the hotline number. If any of those particular people that feel, opposite, like, no, I'm authentic, or, you feel right in the wrongs that you're writing, call the hotline number. I will be glad to have a conversation with you. Matter of fact, any of the people that may be on my side may not be on my side. We can. This is essentially a party line, my hotline. So we'll get all walks of life to come in and speak on what needs to be spoken on. And expose the fraudulent, the fake for what they are. And let me elaborate on that. You think about it. If you think on certain things, like if some people steal certain things, you would think, just think how many man hours it would be to actually, say, if you were a person that's into plagiarizing and you take someone's content, how long it would take to download certain things that aren't particularly yours, and try to repurpose it. Either you're a dedicated um, like I would say, a sack chaser. Chasing after the talents of someone else that you can't provide yourself, or you're some type of deep state operative that you have access to files that the general public wouldn't have access to, and that would make me think the latter. And essentially you you're pulling the wool over people that's IQ levels are kind of dangling at the lower end of the numerals. So it makes it quite easy to say a couple words that people may gravitate to get them to go your way. But revealing the the play by plays on how a person or entity actually infiltrates certain things, it becomes more apparent. And I want to expose that on all levels. I don't too much blame the common man because they're not using their actual thinking process to um break this particular subject down. Oh, what's up, Tony Styles? It's been a minute. It's been quite a while since you came in. Hopefully everything's been good with you and yours. You know, hopefully everything is good. Now, Lisa Smith, you said right now. What do you mean by right now? Oh, you said you're tied up right now. Okay, okay, I get it. Matter of fact, I don't actually know how many people are actually in here because it just keeps saying reconnecting. So essentially, I may have to just put something in front of that so I don't even see that reconnecting because that's throwing me off on what I want to say. So, anyways, um, if anybody wants to, you know, call the hotline, I'm about to provide it. Hopefully, we can get a conversation going. Let me post it right now. Where is it at? I still don't got it memorized. I mean, I think I got the area code digits memorized of it, but nothing else. Let me see. Okay, that's right. That's right. Let me see. The hotline number is up. Hopefully, people see it posted and you can call in. We're speaking on whatever. I just usually have a beginning topic and then we either can elaborate on that topic or we can go into something else. Like I said, I don't know if they're blocking up people from coming in or there's only a few people coming in or what. The hotline is up. Like I said, I'm really just waiting for people to chime in. Let me see. Might as well say we're at 15 minutes in. Hopefully it turns around, or I might end up pulling down this particular 15 minutes late tops. But hopefully it could turn around and be something. And if not, you'll probably have to catch. I probably post a new Lions Den tomorrow or something. So you always can rely on that. Like I said, I try to come on every night to get a conversation sparked and going. So I see we got more people out there, but who's really speaking? I don't know if they're not letting you in or what. Okay. Yeah, you can hear me, but nobody's speaking. I don't know what's going on. Either call in, elaborate on the topic, or something. I'll say I'll let it roll to probably 20 minutes in. After 20 minutes, I'll probably pull this down if we don't get nobody interacting. That's how I do my live streams. It's about interaction. It's not about me rambling about whatever. I kind of essentially spoke on a topic that I needed to speak on. Now, if anybody wants to take it anywhere else, you gotta come in and chime in. Scroll through the chat. You'll see the hotline number to actually call in to add whatever you want to add to the particular conversation, whatever that may be. I would say I would end this particular live stream because it keeps endlessly um, got the crop circle reconnecting, but I'm looking on other devices and it's not showing that. So I don't know. It's showing people in here, but I don't know if they're blocking y'all or only certain people can chime in or what's really going on. Let me try something. Okay, now it finally stopped. So I don't know if I fixed that or what, but finally stopped doing the spin wheel. So what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I know I got Lisa Smith and Tony Styles and family. So that's about three people. But who's the other people out there lurking? Who's the other three out there lurking that ain't saying anything? Inching closer to that 20-minute marker. Now I'm probably thinking probably because I said deep state and probably I said they're in bed with this particular platform, so that's how they get a lot of my content and repost it in different areas, but not this particular platform. And matter of fact, I sent a message to the platform providers, and I never got a response. So a non-answer is usually an answer. So that lets me know that the people at who work behind the scenes, to provide this platform are doing things. Most definitely, they be hating Lisa Smith. Matter of fact, they be hating. You know, I guess how can I say it? You know, I'll say pissy smelling individuals. They be hating as well. They feel some kind of way that they're no longer part of this particular team. But that's how it be. You can't change people, most definitely. People are gonna be people. Matter of fact, like I'll go into this particular topic. When you see someone promoting something that they don't change the laws, essentially you might as well look at them as law enforcement. So when you see people that done had their parts removed because it was something cancerous within their body, just know that whatever they put out is pertaining to get brothers and sisters locked up in the penitentiary. So anything promoting anything that that they're going full force and they live on these particular platforms. That's why I experienced so many difficulties because I'm essentially speaking about people not entertaining these particular individuals. You know, because you think about it, how do they get all this footage that is showing illicit acts? How do they get certain audios? Who is the actual person behind the platform? That will let me and lead me to believe that there's some type of enforcement that's not for the betterment of brothers and sisters. They want you stuck on stupid, and they have their minions that haven't did anything, like as in the words of the infamous Lisa Smith, in at least 5 years and probably even before then. So they feel some kind of way. So whatever they can do, they're gonna do. Matter of fact, like I said, my hotline is always open. I would implore you to call if you have something to say. Like I said, most of these people, they claim to be, I'm this or I'm that, but they don't sold Tylenol to people, or people that they throw other people under the bus saying, oh, they did this and they did that, but check your own record. You don't sold Tylenol to people. That ain't no part of, you know, should I say, the P game. Matter of fact, I do have audios of that. That might be something I might have to put together. A particular person speaking on this and speaking damn near crying because the little female that they had that was underage, stole their prescription. They were scared they're gonna get incarcerated for them, trying to use their prescription. Maybe I should let those audios go too, because I do have that. Since people like to repurpose audios that I did in the past that are no longer relevant, weren't half their relevant when they were up. So maybe I'll dig in the archives and pull out those particular audios when essentially they were speaking on all this incriminating stuff about themselves. Maybe I should do that. Since people don't have a care to, okay, that's me. I don't want you to use that. I'm still gonna do it. Well, I'm gonna use some audio of you talking about doing what you're doing. Matter of fact, meeting people for stings and things like that. I got all that audio, so I can post that too. And since everybody listens, and essentially you're a law enforcement's aide, your law enforcement's aide will hear all that. Oh, you said plus you have people stealing your content. Yeah, like I said, that's what pertains to being a clout chaser. You can't come up with anything of your own, so you figure, let me step on his toes, and if a person says something, I'll get to lying on my platform about, oh, look, they just hating on me. No, it's because you're stealing content. That's the only reason why I'm speaking on you at all. But then again, I guess that kind of plays to their, weird ass favor because it's like, oh, well, see now they're talking about me and all this, so maybe people will, come to my aid, come to my assistance and back me and things like that. It's kind of like a weird ass way to get attention, you know. And I want to say in what is it? When you hear audios, people essentially just lying through their teeth. You sit back and think like, man, I mean, like I said, if they can lie to themselves, then lying to the public, that's not hard at all. That it becomes easy. I liked how Lisa Smith, if you're still there, how you spoke on certain was it people that claim to be a P or whatever, getting their ass beat by they broad. Matter of fact, it's showing in the public record, public space that you can go and look up how she put hands on them. So essentially, basically sending a person to a men's shelter in a way. She put hands on you. This Caucasian woman, put the flu flops on you, and got the option to send you to the little men's shelter, for abused men. You know, but like I said, I never heard of a gentleman of leisure actually, getting the flu flops put on them from, a Caucasian broad. Matter of fact, I haven't heard of a woman, period, tearing a man's car up and the person that's supposed to be a man doesn't do anything. That just tells me they're abroad themselves. I want to say I got that particular audio too when they were crying about that. So, people want to keep stealing and repurposing things. I got audios too, and I will drop them, exposing people for the frauds that they are. I have no problem with doing that. Matter of fact, I got audio when the detectives was talking to me, and I said, "Sir, I ain't had nothing to do with it, sir." Sir is like so, when certain officials talk to you, the Sambo Uncle Tom comes up out of you. You're not acting all extra and everything like that because you might be facing issues. What's going on, Lo? What's going on with you? Matter of fact, let me I gotta do something else. Let me try this again. Yeah, I wanna oh, I'm lovely. I'm kind of just waiting for people to actually come in. It's been kind of slow tonight. I figure this is like an album. Things not every live stream you do is gonna be a hit. I'm glad that you done found your way through and got the notification or just stumbled upon it. True. Yeah, that is true. Got to do the best to educate the ones that are here. But it's showing that so many are here. But I gotta actually know who is really still here. Because nobody's really saying it. I mean, you're saying something, but who's all laying dormant? Like I said, I show love to a lot of people. You hear The live streams I do, I let people come in and speak their piece on whatever. If I'm really saying something critical about somebody, it's because the things and the actions that they're partaking in. They think that, oh, Rick ain't gonna say nothing. Yeah, I will say something. I'm gonna talk about you real bad, real bad. I'll talk about you on here real bad and into your face if I know you done wrong me. Now, if you ain't did nothing to me, I mean, I don't got no reason to fix my lips to do anything like that. And I don't believe in that. Oh, turn the other cheek and you slap the other side of my face. No, I'm gonna talk about you in your face if you have wronged me. I think that's what any man should do. You know, if you matter of fact, I ain't gonna be such a female and be like, well, I try to call this person, skip calling. I want to see you in person. Why should I talk to you on the phone? You can actually see me in person and say what you need to say. What's going on, Choice? I'm glad you done made it through. Hopefully you done completed your shift. And you're on your free time now. You done got your reprieve. Matter of fact, I'm glad tomorrow is TGIF Friday. Matter of fact, I'm supposed to be going to check out on this. Oh, you said not yet? Well, it's coming. Supposed to be going to check out on this Lexus tomorrow. So hopefully, everything is copacetic with that. I have another Lexus in the mix. You know, yeah, I need something to push through the coming wintertime snow. What's going on, Street Rich TV? Hey, I know you was trying to call in the other night. Call in now. The number is up. Anybody that is able to call in. Say what we talking about. What's really going on. Y'all make the topic. I provide that particular hotline number for y'all to speak on whatever you want to speak on or elaborate whatever you want to elaborate on. You know, I guess I gotta kind of go through murky waters till they really straighten out. How many people is actually coming into the particular live stream since they want to do things by design to hinder it. What's going on, James? Yeah, everybody's falling in here. The new regulars is falling in. Matter of fact, I'm about to bless a couple people real quick. Let me see. Okay, James, I done added you as a moderator. Choice, you already won. So yeah, and I appreciate y'all. Oh, don't forget you. Oh, okay. Okay, I bless you too. You done got the blessing of being a moderator. And Lo, you come in here a little bit more. I mean, I know your brother being here, faithfully when he got the time, but you being here long enough, you'll be one too. Yeah, the moderators, when someone start coming in here sideways, y'all can handle them with the gypsy quickness. But like I said, I employ anyone to call in. Matter of fact, let me keep reposting this until someone actually like, okay, let me dial up and see what's going on with Rick. And hopefully, James, you get that new telephone so we can hear you a lot more clear. Because I've been having a lot of people complain like, man, I wanted to hear what James was talking about, but it wasn't coming too through. Too it was seeming like it was kind of low. So hopefully, when your chips is right, you can get that new telly, so we can hear you more clear. I also know you've been, going through the court system on some things, so your dollars might not be, up to par like you want them to be. But there it goes again. Call the hotline. The hotline is live, waiting for anyone who wants to chime in, even those that you know think I'm a foe of some type. Like, oh, Reek's hating. No, call in. Maybe we can. What's the word I'm looking for? Whatever discrepancies that you think you may have or you think you may know, call in. I always implore people to call in. That's how you get a better understanding. Like, okay, you heard this person say this. Okay, so where they get this information from? You know, I could back mine up with facts, not lies. I've been really. My partner was telling me, he's like, man, Reek, you should drop that video when you was having an altercation with someone and they were talking real toughish and you spit in their face. You should drop that. I'm like, I don't know about that. I mean, what's that really gonna do but show how much of a broad that the person that got spit in their face was. They'd probably turn around and try to be like, oh, I need to call the authorities, you know because you spit in my face. What I may do is to some of my personally, I may do it like that. So that eliminates all the you may hear a lot of extra talk somewhere else, but essentially, when you see someone on camera get some phlegm from the back of your throat, spit in their face, and they're grown, assumed to be man, and they don't do anything, that lets you know they're a full time broad. Okay, you've been listening to the playback. Yeah, going to get that phone. Yeah, I think you and radio, covered that particular topic that y'all been kind of speaking on quite well. So, does anybody got anything to add to the conversation? I mean, I know you're listening to me, say what I say, but add something to the conversation. If not, call in. Most definitely, James. Most definitely. Street Rich TV, you still out there? Tony Styles, you still there? Try not to have too much dead air. I guess if I was having an actual live video, then it's like, yo, I'm looking at Reed and he's just kind of just sitting here waiting for somebody to weigh in and chime in. Oh, you said I'm black pill for real? I appreciate that. Now, you said, what's up with that white girl? Which white girl? What are you talking about? Are you talking about what's been in the news with the officer? Or, okay, who killed a black man? Yeah, I think, didn't she get sentenced to 10 years? So essentially, she'll be up for parole in 5. So and that lets you know what's up with that. Matter of fact, Choice, I might send you that video. I might send you that video. I'm gonna send you that video. I gotta send you that video. You know, it's actual factual. Yeah, she got a whole 10 years. Well, essentially, she got a whole 10 years, but in 5 she'll be eligible for parole. But you know what I hope she gets? I hope she gets the same treatment that Jeffrey Dahmer got. I want her to have that same treatment that Jeffrey Dahmer got. And if y'all ain't, If you don't remember Jeffrey Dahmer, look him up, Google him, see what type of treatment he got once he got behind the wall. I hope she gets that same type of treatment. You know, the exact same. That would be wonderful. Because I've been hearing a lot of these radio these melonless radio talk show hosts, and essentially these are alphabet agencies. Because from how I was hearing, that's and he hugged her and all that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. That's not going to change my thinking on the devastating effects that she rendered towards that man, his family, if he had any young kids or anything like that. No, but us melanated people that's not under the disillusion of colonial ideology, we ain't buying any of that. So I don't care how many things they show a brother hugging someone that did something crazy. No, I'm not siding with it. I'm never gonna side with that. That's crazy. But that just lets you know how we have brothers and sisters still out here mentally sick. You know, mentally sick. And you said she must have been high. No, she wasn't high. She was cognizant. Because think about this. They said in the testimony she was texting her boyfriend. Now, if you can go through and you're texting and you know who you're texting, you know all this, but you go into a house that is not yours, and then your superiority complex. You think you're in a position where you can essentially eliminate someone's life? No, you knew what you were doing. You were cognizant. That's just the excuse that they use. Right. Most definitely. That's I don't even know what came into that brother. I don't know if they paid him some money, but hey, if you because like I was saying the other night, usually if it is a family member of someone that been wronged by someone in court, they don't never let the person come next to them because they know you might rip their head off. Matter of fact, just like I said, Jeffrey Dahmer, you see how his sister was tripping in the courtroom. They don't even be trying to play. I mean, back in the day, I want to say it was like back in '91 or something. Back in the day, they used to play that all the time. Go back and watch Jeffrey Dahmer and his victim's sister in the courtroom. She was going to hell off, and a lot of people. Matter of fact, her own family. Think about this: her own family's like she was acting wrong for how she had the outburst. No, she was acting right. She loved her brother, and this dude sat up and killed him, drugged him, and ate him. So yeah, she was right in the way she made her outburst. She was really feeling it. But like I said, people that's too young to remember that, it should be somewhere on YouTube. You can find it. Jeffrey Dahmer courtroom outburst or victim sister outburst or something like that. Type that in and you'll see she's japping out. And they talk to her actual family that lost the same brother that she did. Like, oh, we don't agree with her having this outburst in court. Come on, man. Y'all that much Samboing and Uncle Tom in it where you want to play up to the people that got a definite vendetta about you and yours? Nah. But like I said, that just reveals how mentally sick some of us still are. That's why I said clout chasing is actually sack chasing. You want to be looked at a certain light with certain people. Why? Why can't you just have some type of self-respect for self where you don't even have to take it to that particular mindset? Oh, you said what did they do to him when he was in jail? Well, it was a brother that was in jail that got acquainted with him and dropped them things on him till he was no longer from the shoulders. From the shoulders. It was no weapon involved from the shoulders. He essentially put him to sleep from the shoulders. forever. Matter of fact, choice. I know because that happened in your town. Didn't that happen in Wisconsin? That Jeffrey Dahmer joint. I know you gotta remember because it happened in your state. Yeah, dude put him to sleep forever. And like I said, these news outlets they don't want to talk about that part. They talk about every other thing about oh yeah, and this happened. No, yeah, dude's name was Christ. I remember that. Yeah, so Christ actually killed him. Christ, think about that. Christ put him Christ sent him back to the man upstairs or downstairs. He one or the other. He ain't of this realm anymore. It's definitely ironic. Yeah, and he was a brother. He was a brother, and he put him to sleep. Matter of fact, I think dude was already serving like a life sentence. So for him to do what he did, it was nothing. It's like I'm already never getting out. So what do you think? Once I come across this person that done had this heinous crime and essentially, didn't get nothing done to him. No, I'm gonna carry out this justice behind the wall, and he did. So, like I said, I hope she receives that same type of treatment, that same type of greeting. You know, hopefully, there's someone in there that But since they're of a certain order, they probably won't put them with regular people. They'll be in a certain part of the population where they can be more watched since they're so high profile. So because they probably learned their lesson with that Jeffrey Dahmer situation. You know, just like another one they don't really talk about. Was it that the brother, the officer donor? You know, when they had the manhunt going on for that brother, I want to say it was two women. They were in a blue pickup truck. I want to say the police fired like maybe like hundreds of times into this truck because they thought it was him because they were driving a truck just like this officer had. And they don't like to speak on that. Think about he had all kind of I guess like they said what is it called when you got so much like paperwork, not a dossier, but a manifesto. He had a manifesto of all the things that he was receiving problems with, being involved with law enforcement. Because how I think it initially started, he had downed, I think, like the chief of police's daughter or something like that. So once he did that, they had the manhunt on for him. And then once they found him up in that cabin, you know, they told all the news reporters, the helicopter news reporters, oh, you got to get out the area. Well, why? And then not too long after that, they burned the cabin down that he was in. So they try to be like, oh, well, he burned it down. No, I'm quite sure that you burned him out because he had the kind of training just like you did, and nobody wanted to go up in there. And then it's like, what happened to all the information that he gave? But see, that's what was wrong. He gave the information to, essentially another alphabet outlet. He gave it to CNN. I'm like, you should have gave that to some foreign country or some independent people or something like that, and had them flooded through social media so everybody could read that. Because I'm quite sure them outlets probably put a stamp on whatever he was speaking on and whatever he knew. It's just I don't know. It's like the longer you live, the more you see how people move certain ways, and like man, you're that chicken shit. I just look at it as chicken shit. Like, you a chicken shit coward. I ain't never thought to, okay, this person is doing this. Let me cross out their name and say that, I'm doing this. That ain't never made sense to me. But we see people do it every day. Matter of fact, you seen Rainbow Hair do it. Rainbow Hair did it and, you know, convinced people. And just like a lot of people were saying, he probably was already a plant. And more that I think about that, I'm gonna have to find it's an article. You know how I find the articles and post it up. It's an article where I want to say either in the late '80s, early '90s, where all these record execs and I want to say some particular rappers they had a meeting essentially with alphabet people, essentially how they were gonna get more brothers and sisters incarcerated from the type of music that they put out. And I want to say uh, either one of the record execs or one of the rappers that didn't agree with what was going on, they got outcast from, the music industry because of it. I gotta find it. Matter of fact, I sent it to one of my family members. I'm gonna have to find that article where you could read it. So that lets you know they had plants way long time ago when this rap thing was really first jumping off. We can go even back further. Where was it Sam Cooke, where he went crazy and the woman ended up shooting him and all that. No, he wanted to own all his masters. They didn't want no brother owning masters way back then. They didn't want no brother being up on having acquiring and gaining that type of wealth. So they sent some people in to do certain things and make it look a certain way. You know. That's why when I see people that say, "Oh, this person is worth all this," but what are you really got? What do you really have to do? You know, this. I even think about and I want to say a Cat Williams stand up where you know he was. Think about it. They jokes you think is a joke, but a lot of times the truth is told through the joke because it's like you could write it off as, "Oh, I'm just telling a joke." No, you're actually telling the truth. Because I don't know which stand up he was where he said, yeah, going to these Hollywood parties, and, you see Professor Gump in there doing something to someone else, and like this ain't the type of party I thought it would be. You know what I'm saying? But he actually was revealing truth within it. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I see we're 13 deep. Who wants to call in? Who wants to call in? Who hasn't spoke up yet? I mean, we done heard from Street Rich TV. We done heard from James. We done heard from Choice. We done heard from Lowe's brother. Who else is there? We done heard from Tony Styles. We heard from Lisa Smith. And we heard from Valley the Fair. So that's 7 people. So who's the other people that's lurking out there? That's what I want to know. And if you like this particular live stream, hit the thumbs up button too. Usually people that really rock with me, they just automatically do that off gate. So the people that ain't, either you're unsure, you haven't been in here, or I don't know what's really going on. Who really goes there? Like I said, if you scroll through the particular chat, the hotline number is provided. You can call in and voice what you need to voice. Continue to speak on whatever we're speaking on. or whatever I'm speaking on. I won't say we, because it's just been me speaking. I mean, let me not be so selfish. Y'all done add the ones that I really rock with added you know pertinent information to the conversation. So but I want to know who else is out there, who else has something to say. And well, we're 55 minutes in. I didn't even think we'd get this far. So okay, James, I think that had to be Sam Cook. Yep, Sam Cook. And then game wise, I'm here just listening. I drive on my job though, can't call in. Okay, well, as long as you made yourself known, that's cool. Yeah, that I think that was Sam Cook. Matter of fact, so many of our brothers and sisters have been done wrong in the record industry. Think about I think it was at one point Little Richard, he didn't have any of his masters, but before Michael Jackson passed, he had ownership of his masters and gave them all back to Little Richard. You know, matter of fact, I want to say once he did, he said, you know how Little Richard is, or once he was really making an appearance, he's like, I was so happy, I almost turned straight. So I'm just glad that that brother got all his masters. And then another one they did wrong is George Clinton. I want to say he went to sign some papers with his law firm and didn't read what he was writing and essentially signed over the rights to all, the Funkadelic and Parliament, you know, catalog. So, he doesn't get anything off of that. They did the same thing with Red Fox. Red Fox, none of his family gets any money from Sanford and Son, or probably any of his comedy records, because he was at a point once the Alphabet Agency was after his money. Essentially he had to try to make good the best way he could. So, he put his John Hancock down, where they have ownership of all the royalties that come from Sanford and Son, that come from his comedy albums or whatever else he had going on. So, you know, same thing goes with Sammy Davis Jr. When he went, he was essentially broke. You know, so they know how to get us that can generate a lot of money and do what they will with us. Now, I know I heard from Choice about clout chasing, but what is I like to hear y'all's thoughts on clout chasing. What do you think about it? What effects has it had that's been negative, or if you ever want to say it has been positive about clout chasing? Like I said, clout chasing to me is sack chasing. You chasing the sack of someone else, so you're doing everything that that's somewhat similar to them. Matter of fact, when you say, "Oh, I want to put this out before they put this out," you're trying to be in competition. It's no competition. It's competition with self. If you got to be in competition with someone else, then you must not think highly of yourself. You must think of yourself as not being worth shit. That's how I look at it. You said Sam Cooke's documentary on Netflix was more insight. Okay, yeah, I haven't seen that. I'm gonna have to figure out how to view that on Netflix. I don't got a Netflix account, but you know how people offer up their account numbers so you can tune in onto some Netflix. So I might have to look into that so I can see that particular documentary. And if anybody else has seen that documentary, speak on it. I know James said he done checked it out. Has anybody else checked out that particular live stream, or not live stream, particular Netflix documentary? It's like I appreciate us, it being so many in here, but we gotta have some interaction. Cause if we don't have no interaction, it's just like you just sitting on here just. I mean, I need some back and forth. That's how we'll get it to grow. More people coming in here. And like I said, stress is 7 likes, 12 people in here. So do the other people don't not rock with me, or do people? I figure like this: it could be people just listening where they can't comment too. They don't have a YouTube set up where they can actually comment. So that could be it too. I know a few of my partners don't got uh, YouTube accounts where they'll be able to actually comment. So that happens too. But you still got a telephone. You pick up the telephone, like hit my line, like what up, Rick? I've been watching Wooty 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 Woo, or just like that. But then again, you also have those types that pretend like they don't listen. I don't listen to nothing he's saying, but then you're reciting everything that was said or what someone done spoke on and things like that. So that means you're a hypocrite. Mostly, bad karma follows hypocrites. Maybe they offspring got some problems with pills, or maybe one of their family members is doing real ill and things like that. That just worsens the effect on those particular people once you act like you hiding your hands on some shit. Oh yeah, I'm about to grab. Matter of fact, the Lexus I'm grabbing is in your state too. It's a state over right next to me in Wisconsin. It's a ES Lexus, just a little mid-sized Lexus. I mean, I just essentially had a ES, but now another one. The first one I sold, it was pearl white, peanut butter interior. The one I'm looking at is triple black. Black leather, black outside, everything. Matter of fact, I just found on Craigslist, dude has some chrome Lexus rims, nothing wrong with them. So I end up getting this. I'm gonna drop them chrome Lexus wheels on there. You know, have a cool little winter run around. Cause the one I'm looking at is in what's it? I want to say if I'm pronouncing it right. Euclair, Euclair, Wisconsin. Eclair, Euclair, Wisconsin. So that's probably about an hour away, hour and a half away from the Twin Cities. So I'm gonna try to go look at that either tomorrow or Saturday or something. From what I've seen, it's pretty decent. So I don't want to really push my Lincoln. I'd rather push a little front wheel drive joint. Them drive pretty cool in the wintertime. So they got nice heated seats, wood grain wheel, roof in it. You know, sound systems are straight. Yeah, I know that's still far from like Racine and Milwaukee. That's like because I want to say from here to Milwaukee, some people say it's 6 hours, but when I went to Ken's birthday party, I was pushing my Marauder, and I made it there in probably like five hours. I was smashing. A lot of people be, oh, why you rolling? You gotta be careful when you're riding through Wisconsin. You get a ticket, you gotta pay it right there. Well, I ain't never had, knock on wood, I ain't never had no experiences where I done got stopped by them people. I know when to smash and when to break it back down. Oh, you said that criticism stream was fire. Can't go wrong with the Lexus. No, you can't. You can't go wrong with it. I look at it. We take these live streams in all different kind of directions, and I appreciate that because y'all make it. I mean, I'm just kind of elaborating on different areas. If I feel something strong on something, I'll speak on it. But y'all's the one that make the streams. Even when it seemed like it's some kind of little strife going on, we still learning and gaining something up out of it. Like I said, the one that I still kind of am favorable to, even though it was some people coming in trying to throw a monkey wrench in it, was the one where Sir Breed was on there, because like I said, he handled them particular trolls right. They couldn't even really explain their point after he got to laying down what he got to laying down. And I'll say this, you know, like I said, these streams like songs on an album. Not every single one is gonna be a hit. Or in the social media world go viral or have do numbers or anything like that. It's so many different obstacles facing, you know, I'll say black platforms that speak on certain things. Like I said, if you're towing a line, if you're reading off a list that they provide you, you can do all kind of numbers. I could probably still, if I accepted the list, I could have did that because how they said it. I could have did said things that I wanted to say, but I would also have to say things to throw brothers and sisters under the bus. So it's like information with misinformation. No, I just want information. Fuck the misinformation. I don't want none of that. But that's why I get discriminated against because it's like, oh well, you're just trying to wake people up. We want to put them to sleep. We want to put every brother and sister to sleep. And if you a melonless person that's not on that bullshit, we want to put them to sleep too. Because we don't want to show that it's people that see beyond the constraints that they try to place upon people. Oh, stereotype. You're like this. You're like nah, nah. I ain't like any of what you're saying. You know, I don't subscribe to that. How I look at it, just don't be an asshole. As long as you don't treat me like an asshole, or you be an asshole towards me, I don't got no issue with you. But once that little thing, whatever it may be, rears its head, oh yeah, I'm clowning you. And you could call it hating or whatever, but you don't showed yourself to be, not of a character that I want to rock with. So yeah, I'm gonna expose you. And I appreciate the thumbs up that did come in. When they did come in when I was speaking on the thumbs up. Like I said, the thumbs up is just a better placement for the next particular live stream I do. Better, quicker notifications. Instead of I had the infamous Lisa Smith. Like yeah, once you got done with winning your lives, probably about a half hour later, I got a notification that you're live. But that's a lie because I was on a half hour ago. So if you ain't really paying attention to your device or the times that I post before I actually go on, then those type of things will happen. I would say so, choice. I would say so because it's. I mean, it's just a new form. I mean, it's the same old thing. It's just that clout is a new form on keeping up with the Joneses. Okay, I gotta be like this. They're like this. I gotta fake the funk on this or prop myself up to be like this when really you ain't living like that. You know, like Lisa Smith said, you have people that claim to be this magnificent whatever. They're actually staying in the damn near closet room of their offspring's apartment, or sleeping on a couch or some shit, or riding European cars because they got cases for burning their fucking hair out from trying to dye it to look young and shit like that. So yeah, it's people putting on a hits. They're not really living like how they claim to be living. Matter of fact, when they do videos, you can see like, oh wait a minute, what's that on their lip? But if you really from the streets, when you see a certain kind of burn on someone's lips, you're like, oh, this motherfucker been hitting the pipe. You can see, The mark from the on the upper part of his lip to the bottom of his lip from hitting the pipe so hard, you know. So that lets you know this person done already had a problem with some type of amphetamine, some type of drugs, and some type of narcotic. You know, I mean, you gotta peep the details. Much as you say, Rick, you be breaking down the movies. I could break down how someone really moves. You know, matter of fact, when you actually, think about it, you actually took time to kick it with someone. Someone, you know, they were playing the role as being humble. They're staying in Skid Row, and you know what Skid Row is. Skid Row is like, those weekly, those weekly rooms that people rent because they're so fucked up. I won't say it's like what's the word like Salvation Army where they got so many beds in like a auditorium or a gymnasium or something like that. It's not like that, but it's like a step away from that, a step up from that. But they'd be so fucked up and stuck doing drugs and dope that they get kicked out of Skid Row because that's what that's essentially called. That's called Skid Row. So essentially, okay, my family don't want me because they know I'm a fucked up individual. So let me hop states and you know as old school that used to be on here. You have people going to Vegas because it's a more nicer temperature, but sneaking in casinos and working shoe stands and shit like that because you do it so well you could pass. Like how they say she's so light or he's so light they could pass for melonless. Well, they're so good at doing the Sambo act. They could pass for like they're actually working there, or they finally get plugged in and get a name tag and things like that. And they're living at the what is it the bi-weekly or weekly spot out there in that state. Yeah, yeah, that cloud. I mean, I heard about it just like it was new to me to hear that red pill, blue pill, black pill, purple pill, and things like that. It's just essentially keeping up with the Joneses. But some people lie when they keep up with the Joneses. Just like you don't have some partners pull up in someone else's Cadillac or someone else's Benzo and try to act like no, no, this is me. But when you really know that person, like no, that's my one partner's joint. But he's passing it off to this brawl like he's really living like that when really he's not living like that. Or if he does have it, you know, he's paying payments on the motherfucker. You don't own that shit outright, you know. You really know the workings behind that shit. That's why a lot of people are all you're hating because no, I'm just saying you're putting it out here to the public like it's like this when really I know how you're moving. Don't do that. That's putting the two on the 10. Never put the two on the 10, you know? So I know it's more than Choice, and I know it's more than James commenting. I mean, who else wants to jump in? It's 12 people in here, 12 people deep. I know why again Wise, he's on a job rolling. Street Rich TV, you ain't said nothing in a while. What's going on with you? Lisa Smith, I don't know if you still getting to the money. Low brother, I don't know what's going on with you. I haven't heard from Low. And I haven't heard from Cadillac J Just. Usually Cadillac J Just falls in here or radio. I haven't heard from radio. So I don't know. Yeah, so essentially this is kind of like a lightweight freestyle running with particular topics. And like I said, we've been on now 74 minutes. So, guess we're gaining some type of traction, and I appreciate the thumbs up so far. I always got to say that. I appreciate y'all giving the thumbs up. No. James is the one that was fighting the child support case. You're speaking about Tommy that was uh well, let me say it like this. Tommy said his friend was fighting the traffic case, but you know That's how it sounded. I don't know if Tommy, if you in here, if you hearing the replay, hey, ain't no problem. Come in every now and then. I don't got a problem with taking calls. You said when is the next K KP joint? Well, the next Lions Den is tomorrow, so I'll have a brand new Lions Den tomorrow. Hopefully, cut into my editing time. Cause you figure if it's an hour and a half away, I gotta go out that way, depending on what the traffic's like. Look at it and then do a turnaround and another hour and a half coming back, and then get to editing. So hopefully it doesn't take up too much time. Yeah, I just seen you put up some choice. You must, I don't know if you got a spelling error in it or I see you pulled it down. Let me post it one more time, one more again, one more again. Let me post the hotline number. If people don't want to scroll the joint, let me see. Wait a minute. He said, Reek, no disrespect. Do you know Unc fed 3? Wait a minute. I don't get it. Reek, no disrespect. Do you know Unc fed 3? This shit popped up. I am, don't flip flop. I'm not understanding how you're wording that, James. If anybody else is understanding what James is saying, put it in a more clear, concise tone for me. Because I'm not really getting what you're saying. What are you saying, James? Yeah, how you worded that, I'm not even really getting what you're saying. How I look at it, don't try to put anything in a slick type of term. Just state it plain, like a regular plain way of saying it, so I can understand what you're saying. Because when you put it in your own slick terms, it it doesn't come off right when someone else is reading it. You said feds and platform. Okay, feds and platform. What about it? What are you talking about? Now you're saying, I mean, all enforcement listen to all these different channels, so any of these platforms they listen to them. So if that's what you're saying, yeah, they all listen to it. But I ain't one of those type of people that promote anything that will get anybody in a situation that they don't need to be in. So it's nothing. Okay, let me do that choice. What up, Cadillac J Just?
What up? What up?
What's going on, Choice?
Man, cool, man. Rolling in.
All right. Do you understand what James is talking about?
I tried to read it a little bit, man, but I'm in motion,
Oh,
so
okay.
that's why I said go ahead and plug me in. You can hear me all right, though, right?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Oh, okay. Say Cadillac Day on here with us, too?
Yep, Cadillac J. What up, Cadillac J? Cadillac J, call in if you can.
Oh, I thought he was on the line.
No, I just had seen his comment that popped in.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, man, what was the topic again, man? It said it was cloud chasing and what else?
Clout chasing is really sack chasing.
Oh, okay. So yeah, man, that shit kind of new to me, man. You know, I was having a little conversation with one of the people and shit, and I was like, man, I don't even know what the fuck that is, dig?
Right.
And they was like, man, it's kind of like keeping up with the Jones, is that? And I ain't never been one for that anyway. You know, I just always stay in my own lane, made my own lane. You know what I mean?
Right. Think about it like this, just like Snitch Nine, 6ix9ine. You know, the way he built his his reputation of being a rapper, like yo, I'm really this, when really you're not any of this. You just manipulated a whole bunch of people into believing that. You know what I'm saying? To try to gain some type of repertoire. That's what the clout chasing is really about. His situation.
Oh man, so you faking the funk to try to get somewhere and be like somebody you really ain't.
Yes, that's what it is.
Okay, see, I don't know nothing about that.
Right, right.
I don't know nothing about that.
Right.
Oh man, so yeah, that's why it's so kind of hard for me to comprehend it. But yeah, okay, I guess.
Right.
But if you really about something and know something, you seen that cat from a mile away, though, man.
Right.
I was talking about that a long time ago. You seen that cat from a mile away.
Hold on a second. I think that's Cadillac J Just right there.
Call from
J Chuck.
What up, J Just?
Yo, Reek, what's up with you?
What's up? We got Choice on the line too.
Choice, what's up, good? What's happening, bro? Cooling, man, cooling. Hey, I wanted to say something about the topic.
Okay.
Hey, so I'm riding on 77 now, so I got to keep my eyes on it. You know what I'm saying? And the All-Star said to me anyway, so I got to play it cool, right? But yeah, say like clout chasing to me. You know what I'm saying? That's like I say like Choice, right? You heavy in the game, and I'm a nobody. I started saying stuff about Choice just to get my name off of his clout. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You can hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? I'll be using his clout to try to get my name up.
Right.
That's where I get like clout chasing from. Say like I'll go around the town and say like, oh, I knocked him, or oh, he owed me money. Like I'll say anything to make people pay attention to me off of his clout. And that's why I think the clout chasing, some of the clout chasing come from. I think that's why they call it that.
True.
In some cases.
Yeah. So what you think about that, Choice?
I'm listening. I'm still trying to comprehend. I'm like, I was gonna act like so you would be referencing me like you knew me or rock with me or something, but now I'm looking at it from a different aspect. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's kind of like say like 6ix9ine. That's what he was doing. He was clout chasing all the other rappers. Like when he was calling everybody out, he was really building his name off of everybody else's clout.
Right.
So that's where the chasing part comes from. You know what I'm saying? Like just trying to get your name off of everybody else and what everybody else is doing. So that's what he was doing to try to make himself look good. So he was calling everybody out.
Right, because you causing confusion.
Yeah. Just to make everybody know he wasn't really out there though. He wasn't really out there. He really would have got touched though. No. But that's like if I was trying to get out there and you further than me, I'm gonna say stuff about you to get my name up. So now I'm talking about you, and if you're talking back about me, now they paying attention to me. So now my clout is going up just off of chasing your clout.
Right.
Right. I feel you.
Because essentially the person that's doing that shit, they're nobody, and you're a somebody. So let's talk shit on a somebody's name to bring up my nobody's name. You get what I'm saying?
Right. That's kind of what I get from it.
Okay,
but,
now.
With anything, it can be perceived in any type of way, though. It might be all different types of clout chasing.
Now, listen. Now, I want to hear both of y'all's take on this because Street Rich TV just said this. He said, "Was Pac clout chasing?" Tupac.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Now let's play devil's advocate. How can some people maybe think that then, since they don't, since he put it up there like that?
I would guess maybe like the rap beef with him and Biggie and Mob Deep and all that, maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah, but he was already known before that. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's still all new to me. The only reason why. That's the only reason why I would say he wasn't clout chasing because he was already on.
Right. Yeah, a person that is a nobody. That's what's the definition of clout chasing. If you're a somebody, that don't even make sense. You know, I mean, people may want to interpret it like that, but you got to be a nobody to clout chase. You can't be someone that's already known. That'd be like Denzel saying something about
Will Smith.
yeah. I'm like, he's already known, so why? No, that ain't the definition.
Yeah, but that's my take on it. That's what I think on it. Hey, but towards the week, I got to keep my eyes on to it. I got to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm rolling right now.
All right. I'm glad you came in. All right.
All right, for sure.
Yep. Yeah. So Street Rich TV, I think we done broke down that how it cannot be. If you got an issue with somebody for whatever reason. Matter of fact, I want to say they said that the thing with him and Nas that actually got squashed, but because he died, he didn't have control over, what actually went out. So it made it seem like he still had a altercation with, Nas, even though he straightened that out because the record label was going to put out whatever they want to put out, to try to get some money.
Indeed. Well, man. Yeah, I was just rolling, man. This cat gonna try to ride up on me all crazy on my ass, boy. I thought somebody was doing something,
Huh. Yeah, people got that bad now.
I thought I was gonna have to get out the line.
Hmm.
Real quick. Oh, you know, sometimes, man, even when you try to get out of shit, it still be, you're still selling from shit a long time ago, man.
True. Well, then I say, Street Rich TV said, "It's any time that you keep your name in the world." Nah, I wouldn't agree with that. I wouldn't agree with that. I mean, if you're already on, why do you need to do that? If you're already on, you know, I'm not gonna pick at nobody if I'm already, established. That don't make sense. Okay, James said clout chasing is a Chicago term on some fly shit. Well, you know what, James? Um, Choice is actually from Chicago, so I think Choice would have elaborated on that a long time ago if that's really, really the case.
Well, in all actuality, man, Cloud Chaser sound like some new shit. So I ain't no young nigga, so that might be some shit young niggas say,
That's true
type shit.
too. That's true. But I mean, I know you got still family that's breaded down in the town, so they will be speaking on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, this is wooty 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 woo, and you be like, oh, okay, y'all put me up on something. Y'all pulling my coat on something.
Shit, my barbecue, my little child, shit, he was talking all kind of crazy ass shit I ain't never heard of. So I don't really know, man.
Okay.
Tell you the truth. Tell you the truth.
Well, Street Rich TV. I mean, I know you're saying what you're saying. Call in so you can elaborate more better. So I can, we can get a better, dialogue on this particular thing. Because you said when you're doing something to keep your name up is clout. But what I'm saying is, if you're already on and established, why do that? That doesn't make sense. The only way it makes sense is someone that isn't on. People ain't really looking at them. So to gain traction, they gotta make up all these, crazy beefs and all that kind of stuff to try to, get people to start looking at them. Because you notice once they get on, then it kind of drops off. Then it goes away. Because I'm quite sure if 6ix9ine comes back out, I don't think he's gonna be moving the same way like he was moving before. It's gonna be quite different. You still there, Choice?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Okay.
I don't know. I think cloud chase is just kind of some new young cat shit, man. Some rap shit, really. I don't know if cats really cloud chasing the street.
Okay, I think this might be. Hold on, let me add him in.
Call from.
Street rich things,
To accept.
Street Rich TV.
what it do, my guy?
What's going on?
Yeah, like cloud chasing, basically anything like to keep their name up in the light, kind of like what City be doing. He's just saying this stuff, you know what I'm saying, to put his name back in the, you know, in the world and on YouTube and all on, you know, on social media and shit.
So you're saying a person? You're saying even if the person's on, they're still doing that. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah, like they were like, oh, he just said his name clout. He doing it for clout. You know what I'm saying? And you know how folks back in the day they were using clout. You know what I'm saying? Clout was like for fame shit. Like, yeah, okay, I'm on. But when you clout chasing, it's like you chasing. You know what I'm saying? You doing it just to chase. You know, chase for clout. You know what I'm saying? Chase for fame, basically. You know what I'm saying?
I'm hearing you on that, but so you're saying it's someone. How I look at it got to always be someone bigger. You wouldn't do it for someone that's smaller or below you. You know what I'm saying? Like I
It's
said,
like
if
rap
you
beef. All the rappers clout chasing when they start competing out of nowhere. Like when Rick Ross first came, guy, you know, like I was just doing that. You know what I'm saying? Just to, you know what I'm saying? Put my name on stuff, but I really didn't. He really didn't have no problem with Ti. He was basically clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when you like when 56 do it right now, he clout chased just to put his name back in the media. You know what I'm saying? When 6ix9ine name was big already, and he still was doing it, so they were still saying he clout chasing because he was already big. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Some folks that get on by clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? It's just a whole nother way of the world that y'all niggas going right now.
I just
But
look
it
at
could be but I see what you're saying too. It's what you're saying too, though. You know what I'm saying? But it's all that clout chasing. But some folks like it's some folks in Chicago they call it some clout boys. You know, we call it some clout guards. They say and they say the number one clout chaser. They let folks know, yeah, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? They do stuff just for clout.
mm, yeah,
The world changing, man. The world changing.
right. That's how I look at it. Because like I've said, how I look at it, if you're already on, there ain't no reason for me to do that.
Yeah, but that's what's going on. And that's what they use the word clout chasing. When they type clout like the young nigga in Atlanta. What's the boy name? Well, Cardi B do. They do everything for clout. I heard that song, man. Yeah, I heard that song. Yeah, he's just basically breaking down. Everybody doing stuff for clout. Get on. But then when you get on, really, when you get on with doing stuff for clout, you gotta keep doing. You know, you gotta keep your name in the light. And Peter Sinder mastered it, man. That's why he took 6ix9ine under his wing. Like, you doing the same thing I was doing. He made this song, like Peter Sinder made a song about everybody robbing everybody in the game. That's why Peter Sinder took some liking to 6ix9ine.
Yeah, but then to me, I look at it like this: if you're going after anybody that's under, you're going after people that you think that are over you. So does that mean you're falling off then? If you're already on?
No, because he still talking about folks who you know what I'm saying. He trying to just keep his name in the news in the media. And you know what I'm saying? He following, of course, yeah, you basically falling off because you got to do this kind of stuff. People who like Jay Z don't got to do nothing just stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Because he already made his mark in the game. But people like 50 Cent got to keep a night and a fight with somebody because he ain't in the music world no more. He basically do TV. And what's keeping the TV for him promoting himself in the TV, got to keep doing stuff with crowd, bringing his name in the media. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm. I mean that's a good interpretation, but like you said, you're talking about people that's done. Like you said, they started their career off like that. But someone
Yeah.
that hasn't started their career like that, there's no need for them to do that. You get what I'm saying? Like how I
Exactly.
said, Denzel Washington. You ain't gonna see Denzel doing that. Why? Because he's already on. You ain't gonna see Jay-Z doing that. Why? Because he's already on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they full of clout, man. They full of clout. They ain't clout chasing. They don't gotta do it. Yeah, you right, exactly. But the folks who falling off, that's the way to keep their name in the light. You know what I'm saying? They gotta keep bringing somebody else up to pull them down and make they self look big, just like a hater do. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's what the young niggas doing, and that's the way everybody for the new young niggas they supposed to be passing the game around like, okay, that's how I keep myself in the world. Like when young son put the drip on, basically clout chase. He just doing it just to make folks talk about him and you know what I'm saying, just pull his name up, but at the same time some folks probably think he gave but some folks know some folks like he clout chase.
Yeah. Now, Game Wise says Satan be clout chasing the Most High all the time.
So yeah. So my interpretation of it is right now as it stands, cloud chasing is doing some weirdo shit just to be relevant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's what I look at it. That
yes,
whether you big or you got clout, you do some weirdo shit just to stay relevant or somebody talk about you. That's cloud chasing. Yeah,
correct.
like what 50 Cent said. Chris Brown better than Michael Jackson. He knew folks were gonna take that and run and put it all over the internet and put it on YouTube and shit. That's just a headline. You know what I'm saying? But he know damn well in the back of his mind, Chris Brown ain't got shit on Michael Jackson. Not where he is right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. Yeah, so I mean, cloud chasing really just some new shit. You know, that's it don't really apply to us, man. It don't really apply to me.
Yeah,
That's why I'm having such a hard time comprehending the shit. I don't know nothing about that. A lot of times I don't pay attention to none of these rap niggas anyway and shit. You know. Yeah, it's a marketing tool. Young Thursday, I gotta stay on top of it. It's a marketing tool because really all the folks on YouTube they be just using certain headlines to get clicks. You can call it clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, you marketing. That's a marketing game. You know, you gotta look at it. Indeed. You know, it depends on where you at. You know what I'm saying? Doing YouTube or nothing like this, so you ain't thinking about no shit like that. But at the same time, like it's basically like a marketing game.
but
And everybody like,
let me put a older connotation on it. Now that you're speaking more about it, I can almost attribute that to like throwing dirt on someone's name. Like back in the day, like say if you was fucking with you was fucking with some female, and the nigga knew you was fucking with her, and he wanted to fuck with her. He's gonna tell her, oh, he be fucking with her. To think that's gonna give him some brownie points with her fucking with him when it don't really work like that. You know what I'm saying? You just throwing dirt on that man's name or hating on it. Well, that's a form of hating to try to think you're gonna gain some traction with the broad. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, basically, yeah. But thing about it, you gonna get some attention, but you're gonna get some negative attention.
Right.
Cause they're gonna spread this shit. Like Wolfenine said, you know what I'm saying? and they gonna go around. Folks like hearing that negative shit. This is the world right now. Folks want to hear something about the next person, and then they go around like all these YouTube beats and all this stuff. Folks gravitate to this stuff because it's negatives go way far than positive things. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it is in the world right now. You know what I'm saying? Like if anything happen on your channel negative, you'll get so many hits on just some negative stuff. But then anything you talk about positive, it ain't gonna go that far. You know what I'm saying? And if you do, you gonna have to push it a little harder.
Right. Because
Well,
to
you know
me,
what? With that is, I think I want to chime in. With that is people, man. You know what I mean? Like because people gravitate to some negative shit because deep down their characters is negative. You know
right,
what I mean? Like somebody will do some great shit. You know what I mean? Like let's say a motherfucker gave away like Reek when he bought this Lexus. And then he gave it away to an up and coming or something. He's just like, man, you down on your luck, man. You can go, little bro. You know what I mean? Woo woo. And then he you know what I mean, put that up. A lot of people ain't gonna take that like it was some big shit. You know what I mean? But me myself, I'll be like, damn, for real? Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's people. You know what I mean? Like, and people gravitate to negative shit because they're in negative spaces. They ain't really positive. Don't really want to, you know what I mean? Embrace positive shit as
right.
much as you need it, though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's how I look at it. You know?
Yeah, I feel you, but it's like I'm in this world and I just know how the world lives. I'm a YouTuber too, so I just know the marketing say, look at the news. The news ain't gonna tell you. The news gonna be like 90% of what they talking about is gonna be negative because it sells. It go far, like even rap. Like you talk about being a church boy, it ain't gonna go that far. But if you talk about busting heads and flipping hoes, most folks gonna want to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? The world different. You know what I'm saying? It's just, like we found out about this channel. Well, I found out about this channel is on some pimping shit. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? It's other like nobody probably ain't gonna run to this channel just looking trying to find out about like life skills. Like I mean, I ain't gonna say life skill, like regular, like going trying to be a doctor. You know, it's just the world that we living in right now.
True.
Like it's more evil than good right now. It's just what's going on, you know.
And I understand people look at a long time, they looked at my channel as, oh, this is the pimping channel. Because I would always get that, oh, I need to hear some more pimping. Well, I mean, I touch on areas with that. I have people on there that, speak on that, but it's not totally about that. I try to fill it with more things than just that because it's more than life than just one particular aspect of life. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. Like I want to see the channel grow. You know, so I'm all about growth, but I'm just saying when I first started listening to the channel, I'm just gonna keep it real. Anything I say, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. And I just, that's how I gravitate to the channel. But at the same time, I like growth. I like knowing, like, what I'm saying, the best way to do it. And really, Kevin King taught me how to, like, move how to move. You know what I'm saying, how I move. That's how I end up on TV and a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just opened my mind to the world. But even when I was on TV, the folks don't want you to just talk about positive stuff. They want to see you arguing before they boost you up before you even go out there. You know what I'm saying? It's just
True.
a whole lot of stuff behind like just doing entertainment. They just flew me around almost like so many states just doing it one thing, but at the same time know what they're doing. They trying to, they want a nigga to act a ass. They want me to clown. You know what I'm saying? They did what the world wants.
True.
We gotta give them what they want, and that's how you getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Give them what they want. That's why most of these rappers they actors. You know what I'm saying? I don't know too. Really, I think 99% of all the rappers actors. Even Jay Z, he acted. He know how to act. He's sitting up there acting for the NFL, laughing, and pushing his last out and shit. You know what I'm saying? For the white boy, it's just you can see through it. If you real, you can see through anything. But at
Right.
the same time, can't knock up for making his check though.
Yeah, I look at it like this. It's like, think about it like comedians. Like Kevin Hart, he got sponsors, so he's not gonna do certain things because if he does, he's gonna upset the sponsors. Versus like, someone like a Cat Williams who doesn't got no sponsors. So he's gonna talk how he wants to talk, but he's not gonna lose anything because nobody's really backing them on certain kind of deals or certain things. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I'm saying he a good actor because he care about how they look at him, but he don't care about how the Miami folks looking at him when he ain't putting none of no folks on this show for Miami though, and everybody mad at all the black folks mad at him about that. But at the same time, he don't care about how they feel. He just care about how the other side look at him. It's just he know how to act. He know how to move in a room full of vultures, like he said. You know what I'm saying? He just trying to get that check. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can't see through that. A lot of folks really blind to the fact of what he really trying to do.
Who you talking about?
I'm talking about like the Jay-Z and the NFL deal. When he was in the interview with the with whatever the managers or whatever the dude he was talking to. If you really just pay attention, every time dude hit his knee, he was just laughing. He was laughing it out like he was pushing them laughs out. It wasn't just no genuine laughs. You can tell. You can look at a person in their eyes and tell what type of person they is.
True.
You know.
Just like I said, a lot of the times, if anybody goes and watch that interview when Tyson was talking to that reporter in Canada, and the reporter said, "Yeah, you said you're going to see the mayor, but you think it's going to be a problem because you're a sex offender." Well, he brought that. Well, I won't even say he brought that up. The person in his ear brought that up to the reporter to say that to try to trigger Tyson to get upset. To me, what a brother should have did is like, what, Tyson, I don't wanna ask you this because I know it's wrong, but the person in my ear in the control room said, yeah, since you're a sex offender, I would have worded it like that. So then he could have took issue with the motherfucker in the back that's trying to instigate some shit between two brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they know that was gonna be good for views though. People doing a lot of stuff for views. They knew it was gonna be good for views. And everything about a click these days. Everybody try to get that extra click.
True. But I look at it like this. That's why I don't never conduct no. I mean, my stuff may not get a lot of views, but I don't invite people on to try to set them up and do some dirty stuff because then people ain't gonna want to mess with you. Like, man, that dude always be having people on and he ask them some foul kind of questions. I don't like doing that. I want to ask you some things that other people ain't asking you. I want to go the total opposite way, but that's me. Not everybody formulate or come to that type of conclusion.
Well, that's you and that's your channel, and you real. You know what I mean? You ain't doing it for clicks. You ain't doing it for monetary.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what sets you apart.
Right.
In my opinion.
If you were getting 100 million for this, you wouldn't change it out.
No, because you have to have a trade off for that. Like I said, the people done came to me and say, "Hey, you read off from our script occasionally, and you will show you all kind of light. You'll get all kind of light." And I said, "Fuck that! I can't be like that. I can't. That means I'm an agent. I got to do what you say. I don't do what other people tell me to do. I do what I want to do. That what is right for the people. So if that means I'm not getting as much light as I should, then so be it. Because essentially that's selling your soul. Essentially, like, yeah, you get this much money. I could give a fuck. I can make money and still be happy. But following the script, that means you gotta do what Massa say. I don't want to do what Massa say. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me.
Yeah.
It's like you got family members.
I respect you for that.
Right, because you think about it, you got family members that don't work their ass off, and they thought doing certain things or working extra is gonna get them to get this much more. They don't either work themselves to death or didn't get what was due to them. So why should I? Okay, you got the opportunity to get all this money and you can help people. No, I'll have to be essentially like a puppet. That means you ain't got no mind of your own. I mean, you will want to do things that would help people, but essentially you can't because essentially you sign that contract to be obedient to whatever they're really laying down. So, no, I'm good. I don't want to be like that.
But keep it one down on any kind of job you get, like in the world, like with like even though like regular Walmart job or any kind of job you get, you're gonna sign on, you're gonna do what the fuck I'm gonna tell you to do it, your ass gonna sign on.
Okay, so by you saying that, what are you saying? So you're saying, well, since you got to do that, these particular jobs, why not just sign off totally? Is
Now,
that what
now,
you?
now, now I salute you on your channel because
Okay,
you know what I'm saying. This your business. You
right,
know what I'm saying. So you make the move. You know what I'm saying. That's why I salute you. That's what I'm saying. Basically, we can't sign on to none of that. You know, and we gonna get to just think like how you thinking like on this situation. We gotta promote our own business. Period. You know what I'm saying. We
right.
ain't signing on to nothing like no kind of job at all. We gotta promote business really. Like, but at the same time, we so far behind. I don't even see a way we can really pull together and make everybody get on one accord. Because then, under we can talk about it all day, but I don't see how we can do it.
I just look at it.
You gotta have a correlation and an organization to catch this winner, man. And when a few lead, everybody else gonna follow. It's like sometimes you gotta do what ain't normal to make what you doing seem normal. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
But at the same
So,
time,
so
anybody who try to think got their head busted. You know what I'm saying? They did, man. King tried. Everybody who tried. At the same point, as soon as they almost get everybody together, they die. So that's what I'm saying. I don't see how we gonna end up really doing it because every time we try, they might go take 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't be another one. They'll probably keep a call for every 20 years almost. You know? So it's just like we in a cycle going over and over. And I'm just really, that's just trying to really sit back thinking about stuff like this, be looking at it, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can I change? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel it can happen, but at the same time, it got to be somebody strong with a strong thing. But it's like they always illustrate somebody in the team. So like it's crazy.
I just look at it like this. Think about it like this. I want to break it down like this. We all done seen Scarface. You know, most people want to be Scarface. They want to be Tony Montana. But in actuality, I think the person that people may really will want it to be more is Lopez. And when I say Lopez, because I mean, yeah, Lopez got killed. But think, Tony Montana thought he was the man, but really Sosa was the man. Sosa was over Tony Montana and over Lopez, but Lopez knew how to fuck with Sosa. You know, Tony thought, yeah, I could handle this dude. Like he said, if I don't pay this money that he wants, what do you think's gonna happen? He said, you think he's gonna send me a bill? It's gonna be a hit squad. It's gonna be this because I know the kid what I'm dealing with. So I don't play him like that. But Tony got in that mindset, I'm getting so much money, I'm untouchable. But it doesn't matter how much money you got. It really comes down to your actual connections. Because that's what essentially Sosa had. He had connections. He's like, okay, they caught you on camera counting dirty money. You know what? You're not going to spend no jail time. Because I got people from Washington that will make all that go away. You just got to do something for me. Essentially, you done sold your soul and you got to do something for me. If you don't do this for me, then I'm just gonna cancel your contract. You know what I'm saying? And which indeed happened. A hit squad came and took him out.
Mm.
So that's why I say,
see,
Lopez was kind of doing. He had a car dealership. He had money coming in from other things, but he was kind of not flying too high above the radar. Versus you think about Tony, he kept coming in with so much money with the bankers, and he had so much money he had to try to go somewhere else to turn his money over, and that's when he ended up getting busted and things. So that's why he had to take that. He had to do that thing for Sosa, which he in turn did not do, which in turn, made him fall.
Okay, so I'm gonna spin off another movie, man.
Okay.
Since we dropping movie knowledge. See, I looked at Belly a lot of times.
Right.
Now everybody know how DMX was. Everybody know how Nas was. When I watched that movie the whole time, at the end of the movie, all I thought was like, man, I'm trying to be like Nas. Nas was on some conscious shit, some enlightened shit. He was like, man, shit getting hot, Joe. I'm finna take my chick. I'm gone. We going to Africa. And he was like, what? Are you crazy? But at the end of the day, he made it out.
That's true.
Yeah.
A lot of cats don't think like that, though.
So
you know what I mean?
Basically, we can't worry about everybody else. We just gotta get our stuff out, and we can't worry about nobody else. We just gotta go ahead and say, shit, fuck that to the rest of the black folks. Let's just get my stuff now. Let's go ahead and go.
No, I'm saying in his situation, he could have went anywhere, but it was the reason he said, I'm going back to Africa. And that was like way back in the day before anybody was really on, you know what I mean? Like that was years ahead of this whole conscious movement and all this. It even sounded strange to me, but just watching the movie, I'm like, yeah, that would have been the lick. You know what I mean?
Right. But let me do one on you that I know both of y'all probably haven't seen. Now, we know they done made, a remake of Superfly, and we know it was a Superfly remake that was with Samuel L. Jackson. But a lot of people don't know it was a Superfly 2 that came after the first Superfly. It was called Superfly TNT. And essentially it showed Ron O'Neal, he got his money from, like, at the end, he got his money, but he went to Rome. And when he went to Rome, he was riding around in a Lamborghini, and he essentially was like gambling. But this African brother came to him and was like, hey, you know what? There's a lot of things going on in Africa, and you can help, brothers, because you're in a position to do this. So essentially, he became a freedom fighter and was freeing, black political leaders in Africa. But they don't show that movie. You can't even find that movie. They only put it on VHS. They don't even promote that movie because essentially it's like, okay, he done got his money from, doing what he was doing, and he escaped that. He's living lavish, riding Lamborghinis back in what, 73 or whatever, because I want to say that's when it came out. But, he did something more conscious. Okay, yeah, I'm over in Rome where, essentially, all this justice system is based on. Let me go and help brothers in actual Africa with my woman, my black woman, and actually do something that's positive on the upliftment tip. But you don't hear about that because they don't promote that movie at all.
I mean, I ain't never seen it, and I might have to try to YouTube it, Google it or something, find it, check it out.
Yeah.
But my thing I wanted to say, man, Street Rich TV, man, is that it ain't all about just the movement, man, and where we need to go is anywhere you can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can see a young cat out there that ain't got no type of vision, but got all type of money, and ain't got himself in the bank yet, just to give him something that can't nobody else give him. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody in your family. Like it can be that simple. It ain't gotta be major. It ain't gotta be, you know what I'm saying? Like it could be your TV channel. If you can get to the point and you where you want to be, and you say, you know what, hey, I'm gonna do this episode. I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna get behind this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna push this movement because I can. That could be your. It's different for everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what
It's all about the end result.
I'm doing that. I'm getting paying pointers and shit like that on my page. I was just saying it. And sometimes you gotta, you know what I'm saying, shake folks to wake folks up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I be doing. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do what I do. I just shake people to wake them up, and just so they can think. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I try to help people out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't go to people direct. You know what I'm saying? And just tell them like, this is what we need to do. I just tell them like, if we keep on doing like this, we still gonna be fucked up 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Or you gonna get 20 or 30 years if you keep going down that avenue. You know what I'm saying? Like I just take a different approach than everybody else take. You know what I'm saying? I just be shaking people to wake them up. That's it.
I'm just saying. I mean, you might not know. You don't know impact till you see impact. You know what I mean? If that make any sense. You know what I mean? You could be doing stuff and just be doing it, but you won't know you did it until you really see it. You know, I don't really know how to explain it. You ain't.
And to be honest, I can't even just get deep into that whole format because I know I'm gonna go back on TV and do some foolish shit, and they gonna turn the culture a whole other way. I know what they pay me for. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I know exactly what I'm doing. So one day I'm gonna turn it all the way around. But right now, I just can't turn it all the way around because they gonna turn my chicks off. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, I ain't no fool. So I'm just building a fan base. So one day, you know, I want to be able to like, okay, I'm done with that right there. Let me go ahead and start teaching my fan base this side right here. What I'm trying to go to. You know what I'm saying?
But you,
And
well,
most of everything.
another thing where
You
where you
know.
can look at it where a lot of people don't see it. You know, I break down movies. The first original Superfly. Remember at how the beginning of the movie starts off. You know, Ron O'Neal essentially gets knocked in the head, and they still the dope from him. And essentially, he has a powwow with his guy. Like, you know what? You know, I'm sick of living like this. Yeah, I'm having shit, but I don't want to go through this shit that I have to go through. So it's like he agrees with, okay, we're gonna get out each with a million or whatever. So we get out the game and we do something else. Well, somehow, you know, since Freddie runs his mouth about their business, the people find out that they're picking up something. So essentially, his partner's like, oh yeah, now we're really on because we really got the main connect. And Ron O'Neal's like, no, you know what we in this for? I'm trying to get out. I don't care if we got the main connect. I don't want to get knocked in the head and don't know what my life is really gonna be because I still got to run this rat race. So essentially, after they down the OG that put him on, and he see how that goes down, and essentially the OG's like, I don't know how you're gonna get out of this, because they're canceling my contract, so you're gonna have to work. So he figures, you know what, I'm gonna take a contract out on the head person. So if anything happens to me, this motherfucker's gonna be down and all his people's gonna be down if it comes to that, because I really want to get out. I don't want to, be their bitch essentially, and that's what his boy essentially turned to a turncoat. He's like, I don't care what they do to me, you know, as long as he lets me live to be a old motherfucker, I don't care. And Ron O'Neal's like, well, I ain't cool with that. Just give me what I want, what's due me, not none of yours, what's due me, so I can get out the game, which he eventually accomplished and did. That's why it's kind of, if you can find it, it's called Superfly TNT. That's the one you need to really watch because it's the actual follow up to that beginning movie on, how he was making moves after he got his million and, was living lavish afterwards and things, you know. But it's just about your mindset. Like, you'll have the Eddies of the world or you have the priest of the world. Priest wanted to, get out and, have money to do whatever he want, not to be on someone else's time. That's what he basically was. He's like, you're on someone else's time. You got to go sell this dope. You got to go make moves with these people. You got to put yourself in positions that, you don't know if where your life is really going to go. When you got some money and you got a thought of doing something for the more positive where you can control it, It may not be okay. He got a million. Eddie might have stacked up 5 million or whoever how much, but he still have to take orders from these people versus the other person got his money and he could do whatever he want. That's how I look at it. But to each their own.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you.
That's what I think. Essentially, what goals are like. This is my goal. You know, think about like you get a car. I'm gonna flip this to get this. This is my goal to accomplish. You got to have a goal, some kind of goal set. If you just kind of just, you know, in the what's the word I'm looking for? Like you don't got no goal. You're just saying I'm just getting money. What's the end result? You got to have an end result to this. You can't just
Yeah.
be like, okay, I'll just keep getting paid till, whenever they stop paying me. No, this is my goal. I want a restaurant. I'm going to get up to this point where I can get a restaurant. Then I'll quit this. So then, I'm good at doing restaurant things or I'm good at having a little car dealership or whatever. You get up to your goal where you can, start working something else where it's self empowering you. No one else is telling you what you need to do. Because if, like, say you got a restaurant, as long as you, like, say a barbecue joint or something, as long as you're making some good barbecue and you got customers, people who's gonna come in, those are the people that really rock with you. So it's gonna flourish, because it's something you really putting your heart and soul into. Versus, like you just working a job and you're just kind of doing it. You may be getting money, but you really ain't happy at doing that.
Hmm. I feel like long as you make it moves like long as you make your steps to your goal, long as you keep making moves, if you ain't doing nothing at all, then you just really fucked up. You just sitting in one place, but sitting up don't get nowhere. But plug. But at the same time, like as long as you like basically what I'm doing, I'm making my mark in the game. And I know what I'm gonna end up doing before it's said and done. I'm just gonna, take everything that I built up is doing this one thing. I'm gonna flip it and tell you the other side of it. But at the same time, you gotta start from somewhere.
True.
You
You
know.
do. You still there, Choice?
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and chime in and say that, man. Like, I think that's a lot of our problems, man. A lot of times, just we just want to get money, and like our goals is like these materialistic, like unimportant ass things. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have any goals of really like, okay, well look, man, I need to get 1.8 so I can buy me a McDonald's, or I need to get 600 so I can buy this apartment complex. Like we don't have goals that's sustainable besides like itty bitty small ass shit. Like I want a Rolls, I want this, I want a Rolex. Like you know what I'm saying? We don't have goals to be like, oh man, I want to get enough money out the game, buy my mama a crib, myself a crib, my bitch a crib, and send my son to school. Like you know what I mean? We don't have them type of goals.
Right.
Like we can't see them though. Even though we be going through money. Like when you out there, you be going through money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think a lot of times that's our problem because we don't really understand what real goals is. Like for longer than we need to. You know what I mean? We don't see them until it's too late. Like you think you get some money till you find a $25,000 case. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
damn, I only got 40 in the stash. Lord, it's somebody want 25. Like, damn, I'm fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? But
Right.
3 weeks ago, you thought you was doing it.
Mm-hmm. And just think about the changes. I mean, to get more in depth, like when you said buying a maybe like buying a fourplex or something like that. Think about, okay, I need 500 racks to get this little fourplex, and it's kind of run down. Okay, think about once you get it and once you start putting your energy into that. You get people in your building that need a decent place to stay. Your area where it's at is pretty decent, so you figure, okay, this little young brother with his mother, they're staying in my building, they're staying in the area neighborhood, and I'm making sure everything is up to par. he's going to school. Hopefully, that's improving his situation. Hopefully, me as a young black owning real estate, that's leaving a mark on my community for him and whoever else is coming in. People that maybe, they're trying to get their first home. I got, my rent rates at a certain amount where they can still be able to stack and, get up some money so they can get their own place versus, being in some place that's probably charging absorbent rent, or you got to make three times the amount or something like that. You got to look at it as you're providing something for the community that looks like you, that they're doing you a service by spending money with you, staying in your building, but you're also in turn helping them, being in a cool environment that you're helping provide for them, and they're helping you by paying you your rent and everything to do the upkeep, or take your vacations or whatever, because you feel you got a fourplex, and how many bedrooms is in there, you're getting money. So I mean, you just gotta look at it as a service that you're really actually helping people versus like, yeah, I got a rose and it's just sitting there, but I gotta keep, once I done bubbled up and make that, now I gotta do this. And like Choice was saying, you start fighting a case, all that shit's getting sold and all that, versus you got this fourplex, you can bubble up and get another building or a duplex or something like that, where you're still helping other people, and while they're helping you, and you're essentially on the up and up with it. You ain't got to be looking over your shoulder about certain things, because essentially you done walked away from the streets on that tip, because you done graduated. Your goal was to start getting properties and start building like that. Start helping people in your community. That's actual help. That's how I look at it. Because we got so many other people that own properties in our community that don't live in our community, live out in the suburb parts, and just collect the rent from the people that they send down there to get the rent from or whatever. When you can actually have an effect, you can actually have take time from a little brother or a little sister that's going through something. You're like, well, this is the route I took. But that ain't for everybody. But I'm just saying
But at the
that's one
same
thing you could
time,
do.
that's the best way to do it, to stay out the hood and go back to the hood and pick up your check. To be honest, I ain't gonna lie to you. And look at Nipsey. He trying to come back to the hood. And so we came back to the hood and just trying to kick it with the same old people, man. It just be so much jealousy, envy, and hate amongst our people. It's just sad. It's sad that you can't go back and kick it with your own people sometimes. Cause
Okay, well, what I want to say is this real quick. I don't want to cut you off, but I might end up dying here real quick. But the thing I took from this, is, man, you can't underestimate, man, where you at and what you've been through and what you did, though. If you a multi-million-dollar nigga, man, it ain't nobody supposed to be able to get that close to touch you.
Right.
Period, point blank. I'm going to just say that. But just because you got love don't necessarily mean it's going to outweigh the hate. You know what I mean? Hey, but sometimes, cats get money. I don't need nobody, God. I don't want nobody. Nah, man. Hey, I get there, man. I know this broke nigga is still in the same spot where I left him at. Hey, man, stay right here next to me just in case somebody slide, cuz. Period. Period. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, that's all I got to say.
Right.
I ain't never gonna get beside myself to think that I'm riding around in Lambos and Bentleys and shit. I ain't never gonna. Yeah, never. I tell you, I'm gonna go. Catch me with it or without it. But 9 times out of 10, and that was just that day. You know what I mean? But you had exes, so if you got exes, that means you in a position you gotta pay somebody.
Right.
Otherwise, you gotta stay out the way. In order to be safe. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you ain't got extra, you can get held and you be shit. If I had held, I'll be out here with an AR-15 walking around every day. Shit. Open carry. Don't play with it. You know what I mean?
That's why I love my city. That's why I said, like, it's hard to go back and just really bring somebody, you can bring somebody back with you or flat out or whatever. But it's just hard to go back and teach, like, your whole hood to the game and just sit with folks, because you thinking you teaching on person and they plotting to kill you. It's just crazy that you know what I'm saying, the world we live in, like even with like the Martin Luther King thing, they said his own partner got him set up. Like he move to the side and let him get a good shot on him. You know what I'm saying? So you trying to preach and teach to your own people, and like you gotta do that from so far, like so far gone. You gotta teach them like why you 130 miles away from them, probably even on YouTube or some shit. Anything, cause the world is crazy.
That's why we got the internet. That's why we got the internet.
Hmm.
It's just insane though.
I don't know. I mean, you can't live your life in oh man, I can't do this because of this. You know. I mean,
I ain't saying you can't teach them. That's what I'm saying. The internet. That's why I left and went. And the people who want to see me, they gotta look at me up through the internet type of shit on Facebook. Right? When they made Facebook, I was like, I ain't go anywhere and see how my people. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like you can smell the hate. You can smell the hate when you go around a hate person. Like you can smell it. You can feel the energy popping off. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing I know. I know this for sure. I've been around. I've been plenty places. And I soon as I hit these TV stuff, they stuff start shooting off like that. Like you can feel the energy of hating people. Like I done went to a party by my life with just me and my partner. You just feel people you go back around and see how they hate.
Yeah, you can. I agree. You can. I agree. You can definitely feel the hate.
Like that. Like you just feel it.
You can smell it too, shit.
But at the same time, you don't want to look like you bougie or nothing like that. But at the same time, that's just the world we live in. That's why I just say it's the world. Like, the world crazy.
It is, man. I mean, it's different stuff for different folks, man. Shit. I still like being out with my folks, man. My peoples and shit. It ain't nothing like it. You know, it reminds me what I left, what I got away from. You know, at the end of the day, shit, hey, motherfucker try to do me like my partner, shit, it's gonna be a hell of a one. That's all I can say.
Right.
Shit. You mean your own partner did you?
No, I said do me like they did my partner, man. Hey, one of his niggas killed him because he owed him some money. You know what I mean? Few cats still out there owe me some money, but I ain't tripping.
You know what I be saying? Like our people got the most hatred. They'll be the closest people to you, like your family, your partner, your day one type of shit. Like, you don't want hating. Like, I could have threw you something, I got. You know what I'm saying? You could have did what I did. You know what I'm saying? I show you the guy. But folks don't want a lot of folks don't even want you to show them the game because they feel like a smaller person when you do that. They rather take what's yours and leave you slow. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folks, I mean, I ain't gonna say a lot of folks, a lot of haters, a lot of jealous people. You know what I'm saying? They rather
You just gotta kind of be ready for them, though, man. When you're in that environment, like I said with Nipsey, man, you just gotta stay ready. You ain't gotta get ready, man. If you ain't ready, stay at the crib.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. If you know you ain't really prepared for that situation, don't go into it.
Yeah. You right about that. That's what I'm saying. Like when we go back to saying that, like teach our people. Like you know what I'm saying. It's kind of hard to teach our people. This is basically what I was saying when we first started out.
Well, you got a long time ago, man, and the followers. So I mean, you on the way. You on the way. That's all. You did. You on the way. I got a channel too, you know, but everybody do their channel different. Everybody got their different views and everything else. But
right,
you know, it is what it is. Everybody got to do their part. That was my thing. You know what I mean? If your part ain't nothing but you, yours, and your family, and somebody in your family, and somebody you know, then that's your part.
Right.
You know, everybody's part is better than doing nothing. You know, some cats that don't do nothing, don't care about nothing. You know, and they ain't getting us nowhere.
Right.
Yeah, you right about that.
That's why I like, at least on my channel, you can come together and we'll powwow about these type of situations. Like, okay, I see it from this aspect. Then you have another brother say, I see it from this aspect, from the way you're seeing it. And then, we can kind of get a better clarity about this. Like, okay, what do we do from, how do we go from there? And we pull from the conversation, what is needed. You may pull this, I may pull that, Choice may pull this. But we're actually having dialogue instead of just being like, nah, they like this. Have you had a conversation with them? Well, no. Well, how do you know? You got to have a conversation to see where that brother may be coming from. We can usually pick out who's genuine and who's fake from a simple conversation. I think brothers got that the best we can do that. Other people have poker faces where, they could say certain things and, they could be straight lying to each other's faces. But, we could pick out things as long as the conversation goes on further and further. You could kind of peep how, which way someone is coming from is what I'm saying, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I think,
I ain't gonna stay on this not too long, man. Everything was good, man. Talking to you for the first time, man. Salute street rich things, man. I'm a cow, man. You gonna do it tomorrow?
yeah, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Yeah, if I get back from looking at this car and enough time, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. So just
Yeah,
be
my
checking in.
my little boy laying down, so I'm gonna get up off this. I'm gonna holler at y'all, though. All right,
All
stay up.
right, I think I'm about to wrap it up. Hey, I'm glad everybody done chimed in. I'm up out of here. Peace them up.